All right, I think we're ready to get started. Welcome, everyone. This is a really special day for us here at Everyday Speech. I'm Carrie Driscoll. I'm the lead content writer for Everyday Speech, and I'm a speech language pathologist. And before I get rolling today, I want to introduce to you the founder of Everyday Speech, Brittany Brunel. So she's going to unmute now. Hi, Brittany.
Hi, everybody. So excited to have you here. Like Carrie said, this has been a long time coming, and I think it's just some of our best materials that we've ever put out. So I'm just so excited to show you guys and hear from you guys too, hear what you're excited about and hoping to see.
Yes, Brittany has a new 1-year-old, so I think these materials are really becoming close to home for her. Um, and she created these materials herself along with her husband for years before they grew the Everyday Speech team out. So we're going to use the chat feature today. If you haven't heard me say that when you joined in, and Everyday Speech staff are in this call, and they will be answering any questions in the chat that they can. And then there's going to be a quick Q&A afterward that any questions we didn't handle in the chat that it maybe are bigger questions or more of a discussion, we will cover then. Okay. So like I said, this is a huge day for us. This is a celebration of more than a year's worth of work for our team. And we are showing our new preschool and kindergarten materials today. So I am going to share my screen now. And we've had a social communication curriculum out for years now. 1 second, I just want to make sure everyone is seeing my screen before I really get going. I've lost my chat here. Okay, so you can see my screen. All right. So we've had our social communication curriculum out for years. And last year we launched our SEL curricula for general education. You might know that. So when we started building for preschool and kindergarten last year and really wanted to build that out, we built out both branches of that curriculum out at once. So what that means is that we have a preschool and kindergarten social emotional curriculum and a preschool and kindergarten social communication curriculum. So it's our belief that preschool and kindergarten social skills are unique, and so they require a unique curriculum. And you're going to see that in this new preschool world we show you with our videos and games and activities today. And that's what we're going to walk through now. So what changed? Well, actors and cartoon characters needed to be relatable for our little guys so that they could identify with them and want to imitate them. Imitate those new skills that they were seeing them do on screen. That was really foundational to our video modeling. And so we created animated characters who help teach the social skill and make mistakes and try new skills, just like our live characters. So these little guys function like an animated preschool or kindergarten classroom, and we just love that. We also hired preschool actors, and our animators developed preschool cartoon characters, which you're going to see on the next slide. And we were just, all along the way, we were driven by this simple statement: small people need small role models. And so here's our animated characters in this box below, and they are preschool aged and are diverse in abilities and race. We also studied preschool viewing and attention psychology to develop shorter videos with a faster cadence that contain all those attentional elements that children need to maintain their attention. So think Blue's Clues meets SEL, I think. You've got all those fun sparks that a little person needs to love a video, and then along with all the calm teaching that's needed for skill acquisition that you really look to Everyday Speech for. So let's talk about now what didn't change. Lots of things stayed the same in our videos. We will never leave video modeling, evidence-based practices. We will always believe in the cognitive change that results from video modeling. So we still show what others are thinking because we're always after that increased perspective taking and understanding others' feelings. The videos still contain the animation and live actors, And so you still have that, you still have those high quality videos, lessons, activities, games that do all that teaching for you. And lesson units are laid out in developmental order. So you've got the confidence that they're getting the skills they need in each area of social cognition and emotional growth. Okay, lots of visual cues here for our little guys. So our preschool and kindergarten videos almost have no words on screen because non-readers find words on screen exclusionary and inaccessible, don't they? So we used visual images to show what we're teaching. You can see this here in the with the red arrow and the smiley face. And we're not using the speech bubbles where reading would be needed in these videos. So if you're familiar with our elementary or middle school or high school videos, you won't, children don't need to read those speech bubbles. They don't exist in these preschool videos. So as you can see on the image on the right, we now have text to speech as an accessibility feature. So if you've got a group working on their own with an iPad off in a corner, great. They can click on any text and it's read to them. Okay, as far as the curriculum itself, the topics are made for preschool. We developed a curriculum with only 3, 4, and 5-year-olds and their social and emotional development in mind. So if a preschooler can do 3 things, say how they're feeling instead of showing it with crying or running away or a tantrum, follow a classroom routine, have the beginnings of how to solve problems and play, they are a very successful preschooler and they're really on the road to being a successful student in their career. So let's also kind of talk for a minute about what these preschool social skills are relationship wise. Preschoolers are at the beginning of really expanding their relationships outside their family for the first time. And emotionally, they're really making that colossal switch from showing the emotions, like I said, to really talking about them. So they need the language and all of that scaffolding involved in that teaching so that they can notice how they're feeling and say it. They need to be able to identify shifts in those feelings and have words to describe them. So as play and peer groups happen more and more in their classrooms and problems arise, they need that basic problem solving skills so that they can think about others and consider themselves and make some good decisions. All right, mindfulness is something we are really excited about here at Everyday Speech. And our new mindfulness videos are going to train your little ones to put some time and space between their feelings and their actions. Doesn't that sound lovely to teach a classroom full of kids who can do that? So these are great for whole class and small one-on-one sessions. And these lessons give tons and tons of practice, learning those mindful practices, and they're giving kids opportunities like movement breaks, yoga poses. They're going to be getting up and out of their seats, deep breathing, lots of things like that. So that is an element we're very excited about. And I think teachers will really enjoy tucking those mindfulness videos into little moments in their day when they need to collect their group and get them in the right mindset for learning. So we're going to do a poll now because one of the things that we're wondering is what of these skills are you most excited about teaching? So we're going to get you involved a little bit. And you should see a poll that has popped up on the screen. Is it understanding feelings, self-regulation, play skills, empathy, or mindfulness? Seems like votes are about in. I think everyone who is going to vote has about voted. I got looking at about 90%. And it sounds like you are most excited about self-regulation. That was 42% of you. And then second runner up was play skills. Um, I think both of those will be very important following the year that we've had. Um, okay, thank you for participating in that. That's good. That's great for us to know. All right, so we have developed many activities to go with our videos, and these are going to be the things that take the learning you're doing in the classroom from passive to active. You can use them in one large group, let's say with like students answering questions on the smartboard around you at the rug, or you can do them in small sessions as well, like you're going to rock some small stations in your classroom, or you're going to just meet with a small group who really needs to boost up a set of skills. And so let's go over the 4 new types of activities that we have. The first one is sequencing. So in sequencing, children are going to grab the cards and drag them in the correct order to show how a skill would be carried out in order. We love sequencing as preschool teachers. We know it's great for left to right pre-reading. We know it's great for those narrative skills, starting to talk like a book, starting to tell the beginning, middle, and end, and those pre-writing sequences of telling a story in order. So we love sequencing. I'm excited about that one. The next one is Magic Hat. This is a fun one. This is charades. So it is going to get your students up and moving and acting. And we all love it I love it as a speech path when I walk into a classroom and they're jumping around and moving and have no idea how much they're learning. So children can choose a charade card out of a magic hat that pops up on screen, and then they get to act it out. So a child might have to act out a calming strategy like belly breathing, or maybe make a facial expression that others have to name. So in this one on screen, I just want to point out that the words you see on screen in this second picture, those are directions for a teacher, not the student. And the student is really seeing just the card that says show that you're happy. Okay. And then matching is a great one. This activity utilizes the most of our text-to-speech technology. So children are matching the language that they hear being said to the correct scenario. And so this is helping children see more examples and hear examples of language they could use in different situations. This one, as a language person, I get most excited about because it's really adding to their toolkit of those scripts and languages that we all have in our heads that we use in all these times. Okay, let's look at some preschool games that we've developed, the games that are in this curriculum. The first one is Selby Says. This one is basically Simon Says. So children are getting up and moving again, and now they're practicing all these new skills like self-regulation strategies, what would a listener look like, things like that. Like all of our games, these are templates. So one Selby Says might be about play skills, and another Selby Says game at another part of the curriculum might be about self-regulation, like this one here where students are practicing taking deep breaths after they've done the Simon Says game, Selby Says game. Okay. The next game is Social Plants. This is a game where you practice saying different things in situations. So Selby Says, the previous one was practicing what you do. This one is practicing what you say. So this one is, the one on screen is an example of staying on topic. If someone is talking about pizza, what would you say? And so it's giving you practice, engaging in that conversation, knowing how to stay active in it, knowing how to respond to people. And then students get that really fun reward of watering the plants, and the plants grow and change after they do that. Puzzle Solver is wonderfully calm. This is what I would pick if I needed a student to take a break from the group or a break from the demands of the classroom, but I still wanted that student actively learning. They just needed a break from what they were doing, but not a break from thinking. And so children get to choose from lots of different puzzles, and they click them together, and then they complete this scene in which a problem has occurred, and they get to hear what social skill was used to resolve that problem. So this is just a nice calm one for the learners who need that at that time. Okay. So you've gotten a nice sneak peek at all of these games, activities, and how the videos look. Let's talk a little bit about when it's available and how you might purchase it. So it's available August 15th. And for social communication, will be that curriculum. We'll be opening up pre-ordering soon, and you'll be able to choose your own start date while saving $50 off our existing price. And this applies to both individual subscriptions and purchase orders. For the SEL curriculum, you'll also be able to pre-order by getting in touch with our team. That's purchased a little differently. And for both options, you're going to want to download our info packet, which we're going to get into in just a second. Okay. First, before we get into that info packet that you're going to want to download, let's talk about which curriculum is really right for you and the students you're thinking about. So look at the first curriculum on the left, the social communication curriculum in orange. And this curriculum is intended for students with social skill goals on their IEPs. So your building specialists like your SLPs, your special ed teachers, your social workers, they're going to utilize this curriculum the most on a daily basis, and then each have accounts, right? And now let's look at the green social emotional learning curriculum. That's the green column. We're over on the right now. And this is intended to be the social emotional learning curriculum for an entire building. So the preschool and kindergarten teachers, regular ed teachers, are going to use this daily with their whole class, benefiting all students in the classroom at once. So simply put, you'd buy orange for your specialist to address IEP goals, social skill goals. You'd purchase green for your gen ed teachers to improve building-wide or district-wide SEL skills. So if you're interested in purchasing SEL for your building or district, you would want to contact us to discuss pricing by clicking on the link that is here in this slide. So this is your landing page link here, underlined. If you're interested in the social communication curriculum, that was the one in orange for specialists, we've given you a really nice deep discount here because we want you to just try it. We want you to just live in it and see what you think. So you can try it for the rest of the year through the summer and then into the start of next year, which I think is really nice because you kind of get to see it with the way school years are going. You kind of get to see it, you can see yourself functioning with it in a couple different ways, I think. So if you order by April 30th, the account's $60, as you can see here. And then if you order by the end of May, it's $40. And so this is just kind of a nice way, I think, for users to just, give it a try, access it for the rest of the school year, get your sneak peek on the pre-K and kindergarten materials that will launch in August while you still have your subscription. Okay, so to get that discount though, you do need to go to this landing page. So the one that's right here, you'll want to click into that and that will give you your button to claim your discount. Okay. So this, I've kept it here. It's the same link as this previous slide. Here it is again for anyone who's still copying it into a new tab or copying it down. So it also has a full preschool video. So if you want to see one of our videos from start to finish, you'll do that here. It also has an information packet. So if you're excited and you now know that you need to get your admin excited, you want that information packet. It's a nice PDF. It lays it out really simply in a PDF form, basically everything I've talked about right now to help you get them excited. So, and then you'll be on a mailing list for us so that you can do all of your discounted pre-orders. Okay. Thank you, everyone. It was, like I said, this is a really special day for us. This is a celebratory day for everyday speech. Um, Here's our email, and someone will get back to you. We are filled with friendly, nice people who are very helpful and get back to you fast. And I'm going to turn my attention to questions. So, I am
I
seeing.
think we could clear up one more. I'm seeing this a lot. I think, just the difference between the SEL curricula and the social skills curricula. So what I'm guessing, actually, I'm pretty positive that, if you have a subscription right now, that's our social skills curriculum. And so if you currently have that, you do not need to purchase anything extra, not at all. These new social skills materials at the preschool age level will be available to you August 15th. They'll be rolling out and you'll see them then. So that prorated sale applies to somebody who does not have a subscription right now. That would be a new purchase. And then on the SEL side, that's completely different. So that is a building-wide or a district-wide purchase, and that's why Carrie made the point that you can use that link to get in touch with us, and then we're happy to start talking to your school about that. So that is a different case. That's not the social skills curriculum that you currently would have right now. That is different. That is very tailor-made, again, to be building-wide, district-wide. The curriculum's laid out in a different format, and that's really the big difference there. It's how the curriculum is rolled out into lesson units.
Thank you.
So I'm happy to answer any more questions about that, because I know it's a little tricky to think about both curriculums, and especially when you might want access to both.
All right, I'm looking at other questions. So just so can individual SLPs purchase access to SEL? Like Brittany said, you cannot. That would be a phone call to our info, and then we can kind of help you with pricing for your building or district. I see another question. If I have the complete plan, do I pay $40 to get the materials now? Our materials the preschool and kindergarten materials will launch in August. So no, you won't have, no one has access to those materials early. Everyone who is purchasing with the $60 or $40 in April or May will have access when they're launched in August. That was a good question. I don't think I was clear on that. All right, everyday speech team. Is there anything that I wasn't seeing the chat while I was talking? So is there anything that would be worth you unmuting and advocating for one of the question askers to speak up for them and get their question answered?
Yes, I'm seeing a couple more questions come in that we haven't touched on. So somebody made the point, is the SEL version for general education, and that is correct. So that can be looked at as a tier 1 support. That's why we're saying it could be building wide. And then again, our social communication videos go a bit deeper. So that's why we think of them more as tier 2 to 3 supports. So yes, the SEL, you can really think general education, building wide. Okay, another user asked, will the presentation recording be available? Yes, we will be sending that out to everybody. So you'll have this recording. And yes, we're seeing a couple times, just to clarify, make it 100% clear. If you already have a subscription right now with the complete guided therapy, you don't have to do anything, nothing at all. If you log in after August 15th, you're going to see these new preschool materials. And from there, they'll kind of roll out as we typically do. If you're familiar with us, we add new videos every month of the school year. So you'll be seeing new ones for the entire next school year. Looks like there's a couple more just about different subscriptions. So there's not an option that's for pre-K and K only right now. We kind of just bundle it all together within our complete guided therapy package. And so, nope, there's not an option to just get preschool right now. But if you look at our website, everydayspeechgroup.com, we're referencing different plans that you sign up for, different subscription options. So you could take a look at those again, just to get the details. But that's why we are saying complete guided therapy. That's access to everything on our platform. And then we have kind of scaled down versions from there. So I would advise you, again, it's just on our marketing site, everydayspeech.com.
And Terry, there will be an SEL curriculum available for other grade levels. We launched a two elementary level SEL curriculum this fall, and we're planning on just extending that. Britt, do you want to talk about kind of any timeline you have for that, or what the plan is for that?
Sure. So can you just tell me the question again? I've been trying to make sure we get all the questions answered in the chat.
Will there be more SEL materials for other grade levels?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So we're hard at work with a plan for more SEL materials. So currently we have early elementary and late elementary, so grades 1 to 5. And we will be adding more materials. So our ultimate goal is to have grade by grade. So have every single elementary grade have their own curricula track that they are moving through. So the tentative plan for that would be to be released the next school year. And then, of course, we want to make sure that we cover everybody. So then we're also looking at adding middle school to high school. So that's on the horizon, and we're really excited about that.
Yeah, and then Jane, the age equivalent for your Australian students for pre-K and K is 3, 4, and 5 years old.
So I see a question about assessments and progress monitoring tools. So currently we are working on beefing up our classroom, My Classroom. That's a new feature we added this year. So right now we have the ability to share materials home. And that's really, really useful because you can send it to a parent or another professional to take a look at the material, and they won't need an account on their end. So that makes collaborating with families and communication really, really nice and easy. We also have, for both curricula, we have a progress monitoring tool, which lets you know what you viewed. So it's a student history, and you'll see that in your student profile. And so that will keep track of what you've used. Okay, I think I see a question about how many videos will be available August 15th. So we will start the year off to get you guys rolling. We'll start off with 20 videos, and those will also have materials to accompany them. So they will have a companion worksheet for every single video. And then within our lesson units, you'll have a full lesson unit made up of 4 materials. So that might be a video, it might look like one lesson is a video, one is a interactive worksheet, another video, and a game. So that makes up the 4 lessons within one unit. So again, you'll be starting off the year with 20 videos and then accompanying materials, again, be it worksheets or games. And then from there, there'll be more added on each month of the school year.
And then Jennifer, right now, the progress monitoring tool is not quantitative, mostly because with social skills, so many people monitor that in a different way. And we really want the power to stay with teachers and educators on that. And so right now it's just the viewing history and what units they've accomplished and progressed through with their scores on the things that they can be scored on, like worksheets and activities and their answers. whether it's a written answer or things like that.
There's one more question about two professionals looking at the My Classroom feature, so kind of sharing data on a student. So you can't do that electronically within the platform right now, but we have the ability to print out all of the information in a PDF. So you could send it that way, and that would be quite easy.
Terry, for you, I think it would be really beneficial for you to contact one of our representatives so we can kind of help you figure out what the best curriculum would be. I want you to pick something that works for your students. Brittany, maybe you could handle this question. For the pre-K and kindergarten materials, what will be available if someone just has the video curriculum? Did that one get answered? Just didn't want to miss that one.
Sure. So I believe that our preschool videos would be added to that program. So if they have videos only, then yeah, they'll get the social skills videos.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. This was great. Thanks for being a part of this day with us. The last chat the last message that's in the chat gives you that landing page again where you can see the video, get your discount, send that PDF to admin, and thank you so much. We hope you enjoy the materials that we made for your students. Bye-bye.